1939, no mint mark wheat penny, market value. 7 the 1939 no mint mark wheat penny is one of those small copper treasures that quietly change the way collectors look at everyday pocket change. It may seem like an ordinary 1-cent coin, but this particular year and minting variation have a deep story behind them. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at that time, this penny carries a design that many people overlook, yet remains highly valuable to those who understand its details. The coin features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, a sculptor whose initials VDB became famous in the coin world. The reverse side displays 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent, symbolizing the country's agricultural heritage during a time when America was recovering from the Great Depression. In 1939, the United States Mint was shifting its focus after a decade of economic struggle. The demand for small denomination coins was moderate, and Philadelphia struck over 316 million wheat pennies that year. Despite the large number, few have survived in perfect mint condition. That is what makes the 1939 no mint mark variety special. Over time, many coins from circulation developed wear, scratches, and discoloration. However, those few that remain with sharp details, full luster, and minimal marks can command prices exceeding $7,980 in auctions and private sales. The value depends heavily on grade, rarity, and collector interest. But the historical context adds extra weight to its price. Collectors often appreciate this penny for its clean design and the absence of a mint mark, which tells experts that it came from the main U.S. Mint in Philadelphia. When you hold one in your hand, the subtle reddish-brown color of the copper can reveal clues about its preservation. A well-kept coin will still show fine lines in Lincoln's hair and crisp wheat stalks on the reverse. Any dull surface or heavy wear reduces value significantly. To check your 1939 wheat penny, place it under a bright white light or magnifying lens. Look for the clarity of the date and the strength of the design. Avoid touching the coin's face with your bare fingers, because natural skin oils can leave small spots that slowly darken the metal. Instead, use cotton gloves or hold it gently by the edges. When examining for authenticity, observe the letter spacing in Liberty and the detail in Lincoln's coat. Counterfeit coins sometimes have blurry text or uneven rims. The edge of a genuine penny should feel smooth and consistent. If you notice strange texture, excess metal, or casting marks, it might be a reproduction rather than a struck coin. Checking with a professional numismatist or using a precision scale can help confirm weight accuracy. A real 1939 copper penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. Some fakes are lighter because they are made from cheaper metals or plated steel. One of the most fascinating parts of collecting the 1939 no mint mark wheat penny is discovering hidden minting errors. Sometimes the dies used for striking coins were slightly misaligned or damaged, causing varieties like double dies, off-center strikes, or weak lettering. These errors can dramatically increase the coin's value. A double die on the obverse, where the date or letters appear slightly doubled, can make the coin far more desirable. If you suspect an error, examine the coin under 10x magnification and compare it to reference images from trusted coin grading services. To properly store this valuable penny, preservation must be taken seriously. Copper reacts quickly with air, moisture, and oils, which can lead to corrosion or greenish oxidation known as verdigris. Always keep your coins in a dry, temperature-stable environment. The best storage options include acid-free coin flips, mylar holders, or airtight capsules. These protect against humidity and dust while still allowing you to display your coin. Avoid PVC-based plastic holders because they release chemicals that damage copper over time. If you live in a humid area, consider adding silica gel packets inside your coin storage box to absorb excess moisture. Never clean a wheat penny with chemicals, polish, or even soap and water. Cleaning removes the natural surface layer, known as patina, that collectors value highly. A cleaned coin might look shiny but instantly loses a large portion of its numismatic worth. Instead, if dust or loose particles need to be removed, gently use a soft microfiber cloth or a stream of compressed air. The goal is to preserve originality rather than make the coin look new. When storing several coins, keep each one in its own holder to prevent friction and contact damage. Label each case with the coin's year, mint mark, or lack thereof, and any relevant notes like grade or purchase date. For serious collectors, using a digital record or spreadsheet to track collection details can help maintain organization and value documentation. Understanding the market for a 1939 no-mint mark. Wheat penny also helps you know when to buy or sell. Market values fluctuate depending on overall demand, the discovery of new high-grade examples, and interest among collectors. Auction sites and coin conventions often feature this penny in high grades, where competition among bidders can push prices upward. In lower circulated grades, such as fine or very fine, prices remain modest, but exceptional uncirculated examples or rare error varieties can command thousands of dollars. One thing that sets this coin apart is its place between two important numismatic periods. It comes just before World War II, a time when U.S. coin metals were soon to change due to wartime shortages. That gives the 1939 penny a symbolic link between the pre-war copper coins and the steel cents of 1943. This historical connection adds to its collectible appeal. People often underestimate its significance, but once they learn how few top-condition pieces exist, they start to appreciate its rarity. In recent years, collectors have rediscovered the beauty of early Lincoln cents. With better grading technology and online auctions, the market has opened new opportunities to find or sell such coins. A verified 1939 penny graded MS67 read by a professional grading company can reach values near $7,880, or even more if it shows full original luster and no visible flaws. Red refers to the bright copper tone that remains on the surface without turning brown from oxidation. These high-grade coins are extremely hard to find because most circulated pieces have lost that brightness after decades of handling. If you ever come across a 1939 wheat penny in your old jar or inherited coin collection, take a close look before spending it or selling it cheaply. There is always a chance it could be a rare mint-state coin hiding in plain sight. Remember that even small imperfections can affect its value. Tiny scratches, rim dings, or discoloration can reduce the grade, but proper handling and storage can preserve its worth for years to come. The best practice for long-term coin care is consistency. Keep your coins in one location away from sunlight, avoid extreme temperature changes, and never store them in attics or basements. Use coin albums made of archival safe materials or professional coin slabs certified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC. These slabs seal the coin permanently and include authentication details. This not only protects the penny from environmental harm, but also provides assurance of its genuineness when trading or selling. Many new collectors wonder how to start identifying valuable coins like this. The key is learning to recognize small differences. For the 1939 penny, the absence of a mint mark means Philadelphia struck it, but you should still check for minor variations such as double dies or die cracks. Each variation tells a story about the minting process and adds personality to your collection. In summary, the 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny stands as a modest yet powerful symbol of American coinage history. Its value is not just in the copper it holds, but in the story it carries, a time when craftsmanship, design, and history merged in a single cent. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, finding one in pristine condition feels like holding a fragment of the past. Proper care, careful examination, and respect for its originality can turn this small coin into a treasure worth thousands. The next time you look at a simple penny, remember that the 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny might be more than just change. It could be a 7,180 piece of history waiting to be recognized. Next up, 1940. No-mint mark wheat penny. Market value, $7,200, the 1940. No-mint mark wheat penny stands as a reminder that even in the smallest pieces of copper, history can be preserved with stunning clarity. This 1-cent coin, struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, carries a value far beyond its face, with pristine examples known to sell for as much as $7,200. To most people, it looks like any ordinary Lincoln cent. Yet the real story of this coin reveals how small details, condition, and preservation transform a simple penny into a rare collectible. The United States in 1940 was standing at the edge of a new decade and on the brink of global conflict. As Europe plunged into war, America's economy was recovering from the Great Depression. Coins like the 1940 Wheat Penny quietly circulated through countless hands during that period, buying bread, newspapers, and small necessities. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 586 million of them, which might make it seem common at first glance. But survival in top mint state condition, untouched by circulation, is incredibly rare. That's where its high value comes from. Only a limited number of these coins still shine with their original copper-red luster and fully detailed design. This penny features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, are subtly placed below Lincoln's shoulder, a tribute to the artist who first designed the cent in 1909. The reverse design, showing two wheat stalks around the words 1 cent, symbolizes growth, strength, and the promise of prosperity, qualities deeply valued by Americans in that era. The edge of the coin is plain, with no reading, as was standard for cents. When checking your 1940 no-mint mark wheat penny, the first step is to inspect the overall surface quality. Use bright neutral lighting and a magnifying glass or coin loop. A coin with strong details on Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat is a good sign. The date should appear crisp, and the fields, the flat areas around the design, should be smooth and reflective without scratches or dull spots. One key feature that collectors look for is the sharpness of the wheat ears on the reverse. The finer and more distinct those lines are, the higher the grade of the coin. To verify authenticity, observe the letter spacing in Liberty and In God We Trust. Genuine coins have even clear impressions, while counterfeits might show fuzzy edges or distorted letters. Weighing the coin can also help confirm its originality. A genuine 1940 copper penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. A digital scale accurate to hundredths of a gram is the best tool for this. If the coin weighs less, it could be worn or altered, while a heavier weight might indicate added material or a counterfeit. Collectors should also check for known die varieties or minting errors. Some 1940 wheat pennies display minor doubling on the date or letters, called doubled die obverse. This occurs when the coin die shifts slightly during the minting process, resulting in doubled outlines that can be seen under magnification. Such varieties are highly desirable and can raise the value far above the normal range. Another variety involves small die cracks or filled letters, where excess metal filled part of the die, making certain letters appear thicker or incomplete. If you discover one of these, document it carefully and consider professional grading. Proper handling is essential when examining or storing this coin. Always hold it by the edges between your thumb and forefinger to avoid leaving fingerprints on the surfaces. Copper is a soft metal that reacts quickly to oils and moisture from the skin. Even light contact can cause discoloration that develops into dark spots over time. For serious collectors, wearing cotton or nitrile gloves is recommended. Never rub the surface of a coin with cloth, paper, or cleaning solutions. Cleaning removes the natural patina and reduces collector value dramatically. A coin that looks artificially shiny will lose much of its market worth, even if it appears cleaner to the eye. Storing the 1940 no-mint mark wheat penny correctly is the next crucial step. The safest method is to place the coin in an acid-free mylar holder or an airtight capsule designed for cents. These containers prevent exposure to air and humidity, two major causes of corrosion. If you have multiple coins, store them in a sturdy temperature-controlled box or safe. Avoid areas with fluctuating temperatures such as basements, attics, or near windows. Humid air accelerates oxidation, and once the copper tone changes, it cannot be reversed naturally. For added protection, place a few silica gel packets in your storage area to absorb moisture. If you live in a particularly humid climate, consider using a small dehumidifier. Keeping your coins in a consistent environment with low humidity and moderate temperature will preserve their color and surface for decades. Serious numismatists often use archival safe coin albums with clear PVC-free sleeves, allowing easy viewing without direct handling. The 1940 Wheat Pennies appeal also lies in its transitional history. It was among the last series of pure copper pennies before the U.S. shifted to steel cents in 1943 due to World War II metal shortages. That means the 1940 issue represents the final years of uninterrupted copper composition in Lincoln cents. This historical significance makes it a meaningful addition to any collection. From an investment perspective, the 1940 no-mint mark wheat penny has shown consistent appreciation. Coins graded MS66 or MS67 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC regularly attract strong bidding at auctions. A specimen with full red color, labeled red on grading slabs, can reach or even exceed $7,200. The reason lies in scarcity. Over the decades, natural oxidation has turned most copper cents to brown or reddish-brown tones. A brilliant red 1940 penny, glowing with its original mint color, stands out like a rare gem among duller examples. When inspecting for color grade, numismatists classify wheat pennies as red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN. The more red the coin remains, the more valuable it becomes. The color reflects the state of preservation and how little the coin has interacted with air. Storing coins in airtight holders immediately after minting helped a few of these survive with full red luster. That is why uncirculated rolls discovered in old estates or banks often contain hidden treasures. Beyond condition and color, the coin's story contributes to its charm. Many of these pennies circulated through small towns, wartime ration stores, and early 1940s gas stations. Each piece could have passed through countless hands before ending up in a collector's album decades later. It represents both economic struggle and national optimism before America entered the Second World War. When collectors hold a 1940 wheat penny, they touch a piece of that moment, a symbol of stability in uncertain times. To keep your coin's surfaces protected for the long term, never use adhesive labels directly on holders or capsules. Instead, use removable paper inserts placed outside the holder to record important information: year, mint, grade, and purchase source. This keeps the coin untouched while maintaining documentation. Some collectors go further by maintaining digital inventories that track purchase dates, certification numbers, and appraised values. Such records are invaluable if you ever decide to sell or insure your collection. If you want to display your 1940 penny, use a frame with UV-protected glass and ensure it remains sealed from outside air. Light exposure fades copper color slowly over time. Rotate displayed coins periodically so no single piece is exposed to constant light. Display cases with silica gel and desiccant-lined compartments work best. New collectors often ask how to tell if their 1940 wheat penny is worth a premium. The first clue is condition. If your coin shows no wear, with bright luster and no dark spots, it could be uncirculated. Next, look for small varieties or errors. Even a minor doubling or die crack can raise the coin's market interest. Finally, compare your coin to photos of graded examples available from major coin grading services. If you ever plan to sell such a coin, never rush the process. Get it professionally graded, as certification provides credibility and protection from disputes. Grading companies encapsulate coins in tamper-proof holders with detailed information about authenticity, condition, and grade. This certification can significantly boost market value, as buyers trust verified condition more than self-reported descriptions. In conclusion, the 1940 no-mint mark wheat penny embodies everything that makes coin collecting rewarding: history, craftsmanship, rarity, and the satisfaction of discovery. Its copper surface reflects not only its physical beauty but also the resilience of an era that shaped modern America. Whether found in an inherited jar, purchased at an estate sale, or traded among collectors, this coin represents a link to the past that continues to appreciate in both value and meaning. With careful inspection, proper storage, and an understanding of what makes it special, even a small cent like this can become a prized possession worth thousands. So the next time you glance at an old wheat penny, Remember that the 1940 no mint mark version might just be one of those hidden gems, quietly holding $7,200 worth of history in the palm of your hand. Next up, 1948, no mint mark wheat penny, market value. 6,600. The 1948 no mint mark wheat penny is one of those remarkable coins that quietly bridge the gap between wartime scarcity and post-war prosperity. At first glance, it looks like a typical Lincoln cent that millions of Americans spent daily. But upon closer inspection, it reveals a depth of history, artistry, and preservation that makes it worth far more than a single cent. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint without any mint mark, this penny today can reach a market value of around $6,600 when found in exceptional mint state condition. For collectors, the coin is not just about metal and minting, it's a story of how an ordinary piece of copper can become a time capsule of America's late 1940s era. In 1948, the United States was transitioning from the hardships of World War II to a booming post-war economy. The country was filled with optimism, and industries were growing again. The U.S. Mint, including the Philadelphia facility, resumed large-scale production of coins after wartime restrictions had ended. That year, over 317 million wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia. Yet, despite the massive mintage, coins that remain in perfect, untouched condition are surprisingly rare. Most went straight into circulation, exchanged countless times, and suffered from wear, scratches, and discoloration. Only a handful survived with the original copper red. Brilliance, the kind of flawless surface that makes collectors willing to pay thousands of dollars today. The obverse design features the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner in 1909. Even after nearly 4 decades of use by 1948, the design still represented trust and continuity in American coinage. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1948 frame Lincoln's calm portrait. The reverse side shows 2 wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent, United States of America, and A Pluribus Unum. Those wheat stalks symbolize the agricultural strength and growth of the nation, fitting imagery for a time when the U.S. economy was once again thriving. When inspecting a 1948 no mint mark wheat penny, the first and most important step is to evaluate its condition carefully. Under proper lighting, look for strong details in Lincoln's hair and coat. The fields, or flat areas of the coin, should appear smooth and reflective, free of scratches or fingerprints. On the reverse, each grain in the wheat stalks should be sharp, and the lettering must be crisp without fading. If your coin still holds its reddish copper tone with no darkening, it may qualify for a red designation, which dramatically increases its value. Collectors classify these pennies by color grade: red RD, red-brown RB, or brown BN. The more red the coin remains, the closer it is to its original mint state, and therefore the higher its worth. To ensure the authenticity of your coin, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check the fine details. Counterfeit coins sometimes have blurred edges, uneven lettering, or incorrect weight. A genuine 1948 copper penny should weigh approximately 3.11 grams. If it's significantly lighter, it could be worn or fake. Another check is to measure its diameter, which should be about 19 millimeters. Inspect the rim for uniformity. Genuine U.S. pennies from this era have clean, smooth rims without raised seams or casting marks. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1948 wheat penny is the potential for minting errors or die variations. The dies used to strike coins sometimes wore out or became misaligned, resulting in small anomalies. Collectors prize these errors because they make each coin unique. For example, a doubled die error, where the date or letters appear doubled, can increase the coin's value exponentially. Another sought-after error is an off-center strike, where part of the design is missing due to improper alignment during minting. Even a small off-center error can make the coin stand out and raise its collectible interest. Checking for these details requires patience. Under 10x magnification, look at the date 1948 and the word Liberty. If you notice any doubling, it might be worth submitting the coin to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. Professional grading not only confirms authenticity, but also locks in the coin's value through encapsulation in a tamper-proof holder. Coins graded at MS66 red or higher are those that regularly reach the $6,600 mark at auctions. When handling your coin, remember that copper is an extremely sensitive metal. Skin oils, sweat, or even minor environmental moisture can leave permanent marks. Always hold your penny by the edges, ideally using cotton or nitrile gloves. Never wipe the surface or attempt to clean it with any solution. Cleaning removes the natural patina and damages the microscopic texture that experts use to determine originality. Even though a cleaned coin might appear shinier, it loses its numismatic value instantly. The surface should remain untouched, showing only the natural tones that time and careful storage have preserved. Proper storage is crucial if you want to maintain your 1948 Wheat Pennies' beauty and value. Use acid-free coin flips, mylar holders, or airtight capsules made specifically for cents. These protect against air exposure, dust, and humidity. Avoid soft plastic holders that contain PVC, as this chemical slowly reacts with copper and causes green corrosion spots known as verdigris. Store your coins in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight or heat sources. Extreme temperature changes can cause condensation, leading to spotting or color changes over time. For extra protection, add silica gel packets to your coin storage area to absorb any lingering moisture. If you have a collection, keep each coin separated so that they never touch each other. Friction between coins can cause tiny scratches that are visible under magnification and can lower grade quality. Label each holder clearly with the coin's year, mint mark, and any special characteristics such as color grade or error type. Maintaining an organized catalog or spreadsheet helps you keep track of market trends and individual coin conditions. What makes the 1948 no mint mark? Wheat penny especially appealing is its role in the evolution of Lincoln cents. It represents a period of peace and rebuilding, a time when the mint had perfected its production process after the challenges of the early 1940s. It's also one of the last years before subtle design and metal changes began to take shape in the 1950s. The post-war years saw great attention to detail and consistency in minting. So high-grade examples of the 1948 penny display excellent craftsmanship and clarity. Collectors often enjoy tracing how these coins traveled through history. Imagine a 1948 penny being handed to a store clerk after the war, perhaps buying a loaf of bread or a newspaper reporting on President Truman's post-war policies. Over decades, these coins quietly circulated, forgotten in drawers and jars, until rediscovered by coin enthusiasts who recognized their lasting worth. Every 1948 penny still surviving in high-grade condition tells a story of survival through time, economy, and human hands. In today's market, the demand for Lincoln Wheat Pennies remains strong. They are among the most collected U.S. coins, thanks to their long history, accessibility, and variety. The 1948 edition, particularly the Philadelphia strike with no mint mark, continues to attract collectors because it combines affordability in circulated grades with rarity in top mint states. This creates a wide appeal, from beginners just learning the hobby to advanced collectors seeking perfection in red-designated examples. To maintain your coin's value for the future, remember that consistency and care is essential. Keep your coins in one stable environment. Avoid handling them unnecessarily. If you must transport or show your collection, use padded cases that limit vibration and contact. For high-value coins like the 1948 penny in mint state, professional slabbing by a grading company is strongly recommended. It offers both protection and market credibility, making it easier to sell or insure. Collectors who take a long-term view often see coins like this as both historical artifacts and financial investments. Over the decades, prices for high-grade wheat pennies have steadily increased, reflecting growing appreciation for early 20th century coinage. While short-term market fluctuations occur, the rarity of pristine examples ensures that demand remains consistent. As more people search for these coins, the number of untouched specimens will only decline, pushing values even higher. In examining and collecting this coin, patience is your greatest ally. Building the skill to identify true quality takes time. Compare your coin to certified examples online, learn how to spot artificial toning, and understand grading standards. These practices will help you recognize the hidden gems that others overlook. Even if you never find a perfect uncirculated example, learning from the search deepens your knowledge and enjoyment of numismatics. In summary, the 1948 no-mint mark wheat penny embodies a piece of American history captured in copper. Its design continues a legacy that began in 1909, while its flawless survivors tell stories of endurance and preservation. Valued at up to $6,600 in top condition, it remains a prize for those who appreciate the craftsmanship and symbolism of the Lincoln cent. More than a coin, it is a reflection of post-war confidence, honest work, and the simple beauty of everyday objects made with care. For collectors who know what to look for, clean surfaces, vivid color, perfect detail, and careful storage, the 1948 wheat penny is not just worth its weight in metal. It is worth its place in history, a small yet powerful reminder that even the humblest coins can carry the weight of a nation's story. Next up, 1951. No mint. Mark wheat penny. Market value. 5,500, the 1951 no mint mark wheat penny is a small yet captivating reminder of post-war American resilience and craftsmanship. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, this copper coin might seem ordinary at first glance. But beneath its simple appearance lies a collectible that can reach up to $5,500 in pristine condition. Every small detail in its design and preservation tells a story about mid-20th century America, a time of economic growth, innovation, and national pride. For collectors, this coin represents not just value, but a tangible connection to history that still resonates today. In 1951, the United States Mint was operating at full strength to meet the demands of a booming economy. The war had ended, and the country was in a period of technological and industrial expansion. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 284 million wheat pennies that year, each made primarily from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Despite the high production, very few of these coins remain in exceptional mint state condition. Most entered circulation immediately and experienced decades of handling, loss, and oxidation. That's what makes the surviving high-grade pieces so rare and valuable today. Their flawless surfaces, sharp details, and rich copper-red luster are nearly impossible to find among the millions struck. The obverse of the 1951 wheat penny displays the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, rest subtly beneath Lincoln's shoulder, a signature feature on every Lincoln cent since 1918. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1951 are neatly arranged around Lincoln's profile. The reverse side maintains the classic wheat ears design, two tall wheat stalks framing the inscriptions 1 cent, United States of America, and A Pluribus Unum. The wheat ears symbolize American prosperity and unity, perfectly suited to an era of economic optimism and recovery. Inspecting a 1951 no-mint mark wheat penny for authenticity and condition requires patience and precision. Begin by observing the color tone under a natural white light. Genuine uncirculated examples typically display a bright reddish copper surface with a reflective sheen. Over time, copper reacts with air and develops tones ranging from red-brown to deep chocolate brown. Collectors value coins based on color grade: red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN. A fully red example from 1951 is exceptionally rare and highly sought after, as it indicates minimal exposure to air and handling. Next, examine Lincoln's face, hair, and coat lines. Every strand and crease should appear sharp and distinct. On the reverse, the wheat kernels should be finely detailed, and the lettering should be clear and bold. A weak strike or excessive wear diminishes value, while sharpness across the entire coin suggests a strong original strike and careful preservation. Check for small nicks, scratches, or spots. Even minor imperfections can reduce a coin's grade. A perfect 1951 no-mint mark. Wheat penny without blemishes can easily reach the $5,500 mark in the marketplace when professionally graded MS-67 red or higher. Authenticity is essential, especially since counterfeit coins occasionally appear on the market. Use a digital scale to verify the weight. A genuine copper, 1951 penny should weigh approximately 3.11 grams. The diameter should measure around 19 millimeters. Examine the edges for smoothness. Authentic U.S. cents from this period have plain edges with no reading or seams. If you see signs of casting, pitting, or uneven rims, the coin might be a reproduction. Under magnification, genuine pieces have crisp, uniform lettering and a consistent texture throughout the fields. While most 1951 wheat pennies are standard strikes, collectors sometimes encounter unique minting errors that dramatically increase their worth. Look for double die errors, off-center strikes, or die cracks. A double die error may show slight doubling in the date or lettering, especially in the word liberty or in God we trust. These varieties are rare and often command much higher prices than regular coins. Off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned, are also popular among enthusiasts who value distinct production anomalies. When handling a coin of this caliber, extra care is crucial. Copper is highly reactive, and even brief skin contact can leave invisible oils that cause dark fingerprints over time. Always hold the coin by its edges, preferably while wearing soft cotton or nitrile gloves. Never clean the coin with polish, soap, or chemicals. Cleaning may remove natural toning, scratch the surface, or alter the patina that collectors value. Once cleaned, a coin can lose up to 90% of its market value. The original mint luster is irreplaceable. Preserving it is the goal of every responsible collector. For proper storage, keep the 1951 no-mint mark wheat penny in a controlled, dry environment. The best protection options include acid-free mylar flips, hard plastic capsules, or airtight coin slabs. Avoid storage materials containing PVC, polyvinyl chloride, as it releases harmful chemicals that form green corrosion spots called verdigris. If you store your coins in albums, ensure the pages are archival safe and free of acidic paper. A small silica gel packet in your storage box can help regulate humidity. For high-value coins, storing them in a temperature-stable safe or cabinet is ideal. Collectors who care for their coins also pay attention to how they catalog and document them. Label each holder with details such as year, mint mark, grade, and any notable features or varieties. Maintaining an organized record, whether written or digital, helps track changes in value and ensures that your collection remains well documented for insurance or future sale. 1. Fascinating aspect of the 1951 wheat penny is its place in the broader story of Lincoln cents. By 1951, the wheat reverse design had already been in use for more than 4 decades. It would only remain in production for another 7 years before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. That means the 1951 edition belongs to the closing chapter of an iconic design era, making it more historically significant for collectors who focus on complete wheat penny sets. Economically, the early 1950s were a time of optimism in the United States. New suburban developments, consumer products, and automobiles defined the decade. The simplicity of the 1-cent coin fit perfectly into this environment, a small, familiar symbol of stability. Every 1951 penny in circulation played its role in that expanding economy, buying newspapers, candy, and postage stamps. Today, holding one of these coins in your hand feels like holding a piece of everyday American life from nearly 3/4 of a century ago. Despite its age, the 1951 no-mint mark wheat penny continues to attract attention from investors and hobbyists alike. Auction records show strong prices for high-grade examples, especially those graded MS-67 read by top certification companies such as PCGS and NGC. These coins, free of spots or discoloration, stand out as near-perfect survivors. As the number of untouched coins decreases, prices continue to climb gradually. One of the reasons the 1951 penny holds enduring interest is its balance between availability and challenge. Circulated examples are easy to find, making it approachable for beginners, yet gem-quality pieces are rare enough to intrigue advanced collectors. It serves as a bridge between entry-level collecting and serious numismatics. Finding one in uncirculated condition is an achievement that reflects patience and knowledge. When you examine this coin, you can sense the craftsmanship of its era. The design is bold yet refined, the strike is precise, and the copper tone reflects light in a warm, almost nostalgic way. It's not just a piece of currency. It's an artifact of American production at its peak. Holding it, you can imagine the massive presses at the Philadelphia Mint, striking each cent with mechanical rhythm, producing millions that would circulate nationwide. Out of all those, only a few escaped wear to become rare treasures decades later. Preserving that treasure is an art in itself. Keep your coins away from sunlight and store them in a consistent temperature. Avoid high humidity environments like basements or attics. If you live in a coastal or tropical area, pay extra attention to moisture control, as copper reacts quickly to salt in the air. Regularly inspect your stored coins once or twice a year to ensure no signs of spotting or corrosion appear. Early detection allows you to address humidity issues before they cause permanent damage. If you ever decide to sell a 1951 Wheat Penny, patience pays off. Submitting the coin for professional grading provides credibility, which attracts more buyers and better offers. Certified coins are easier to trade because their grade and authenticity are guaranteed by experts. For coins valued in the thousands, encapsulation by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX is a wise investment. In conclusion, the 1951 no-mint mark Wheat Penny is far more than a small copper disc. It represents American artistry, historical continuity, and the dedication of collectors who value preservation. Its market value of $5,500 in top condition reflects the intersection of rarity, quality, and story, three pillars that define numismatic greatness. From the careful design by Brenner to the perfect strike from the Philadelphia Mint, every feature of this penny carries meaning. Whether you discover it in a forgotten jar, buy it from a dealer, or inherit it from family, the 1951 no-mint mark Wheat Penny stands as a proud survivor of its time, a 1-cent coin that quietly holds generations of value, both in history and in heart. Next up, 1953 D Wheat Penny. Market value $4,200. The 1953 D Wheat Penny is a remarkable piece of mid-20th century numismatic history, representing an era of post-war optimism, technological advancement, and enduring craftsmanship in American coinage. Struck at the Denver Mint and bearing its distinctive D mint mark, this copper treasure continues to capture the imagination of collectors and historians alike. Despite being minted in large numbers, the 1953 D Wheat Penny can reach impressive values, up to $4,200, when preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. It stands as a vivid reminder that even the smallest coins can hold extraordinary historical and financial significance when time and care are on their side. In 1953, the U.S. Mint produced more than 700 million Lincoln Wheat Pennies across its three operating facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Denver Mint contributed the largest portion, turning out nearly 700 million coins alone, each marked with a tiny D below the date. At first glance, this might suggest that the 1953 D penny is a common coin, but rarity in the numismatic world isn't always about mintage numbers. It's about survival in top grades. While millions were struck, few survived without scratches, oxidation, or handling marks. The finest examples, those that have retained their original copper-red luster for over 70 years, are exceptionally rare and command thousands of dollars at auction. The design of the 1953 D Wheat Penny continues the classic artistic legacy of Victor David Brenner, whose portrait of President Abraham Lincoln first appeared on the cent in 1909. The obverse displays a dignified profile of Lincoln facing right, symbolizing honesty, leadership, and unity. Above his head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," with the word liberty to his left, and the date 1953 followed by the small D mint mark on the right. Each element of the design is crisp and proportioned, reflecting the mint's emphasis on quality engraving and historical reverence. On the reverse, the familiar wheat ears design showcases two stylized wheat stalks that curve gracefully along the sides, encircling the inscriptions 1 cent, United States of America, and A Pluribus Unum. These wheat ears, emblematic of agricultural abundance, celebrate the strength of American farmers and the country's post-war productivity. This design, which lasted until 1958, connects the coin to an important chapter of U.S. history, the end of the Great Depression, the triumph of World War II, and the dawn of the modern economic age. One of the key factors influencing the 1953 D Wheat Penny's value is its color designation. Copper coins are graded based on their toning, described as red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN. Fully red coins, which retain their original mint color with minimal oxidation, are the most coveted and valuable. A 1953 D Wheat Penny graded MS67 RD by top grading services such as PCGS or NGC can easily reach $4,200 or more, depending on eye appeal and market demand. In contrast, the same coin in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents, highlighting how crucial preservation is in determining a coin's ultimate worth. To determine the authenticity and condition of a 1953 D Wheat Penny, collectors carefully examine the strike quality, surface preservation, and overall luster. A well-struck example features sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard, clearly defined lettering, and crisp edges around the date and mint mark. The reverse should display fully formed wheat kernels and bold, even lettering. Any weakness in strike or wear around these areas can significantly lower a coin's grade. Under magnification, the surface should reveal smooth, original texture without polishing marks or signs of cleaning. Speaking of cleaning, it's a major mistake many beginners make. Cleaning a copper coin removes its natural patina and destroys the delicate mint luster that collectors prize. Even mild rubbing can create microscopic scratches that diminish the coin's grade permanently. For this reason, professional numismatists emphasize never cleaning any vintage copper coin. The most valuable examples are those left completely untouched since the day they were minted. Natural toning, even if uneven, is far more desirable than artificial shine. Another element that adds fascination to the 1953 D Wheat Penny is the occasional mint error or variety that occurred during production. While the Denver Mint was known for efficient operations, the sheer volume of coins produced left room for striking irregularities. Popular collectible errors include double-die obverses, where letters or numbers appear slightly doubled due to a misaligned die, off-center strikes, which cause part of the design to be missing, and die cracks, where raised lines appear from metal seeping into a fractured die. Such errors can multiply the coin's value dramatically, especially when visually distinctive. The historical context surrounding the 1953 D Wheat Penny adds another layer of depth to its appeal. The early 1950s were a time of transition and optimism in the United States. The Korean War was drawing to a close, Dwight D. Eisenhower had taken office as president, and the nation was entering a period of unprecedented prosperity. Every penny struck that year participated in the everyday economic life of post-war America, circulating through diners, gas stations, movie theaters, and general stores. Each coin symbolized a hard-working America that valued thrift, production, and national unity. For collectors today, owning a 1953 D Wheat Penny in gem condition feels like holding a perfectly preserved piece of that era, a tiny time capsule of copper and craftsmanship. The coin's composition, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, gives it a warm, reddish glow that deepens over decades. However, that same copper content also makes it highly reactive to air and moisture. Proper storage is essential to maintain its beauty and value. To preserve a 1953 D Wheat Penny, store it in an airtight holder or a professional-grade coin slab made from inert materials such as mylar or acrylic. Avoid PVC-based plastic flips, as they emit chemicals that react with copper and cause greenish corrosion known as verdigris. For long-term protection, keep your coins in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight or temperature fluctuations. If possible, add silica gel packets to your storage box to absorb excess humidity. When inspecting your collection, handle coins by their edges using soft gloves to prevent fingerprints. Oils and acids from human skin can cause irreversible spotting. Even a single fingerprint can tarnish a high-grade penny's surface over time. These small steps can mean the difference between a $50 coin and a $4,000 treasure. Grading is another critical factor that determines the 1953 D Wheat Pennies market value. Professional grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, use strict standards to evaluate each coin's strike, surface quality, and color. Their certification not only protects the coin in a tamper-proof holder, but also provides confidence to buyers and sellers in the marketplace. Coins graded MS65RD or higher are considered gem quality, with MS67RD examples representing the pinnacle of perfection and commanding the highest prices. Interestingly, despite its common appearance, the 1953 D Wheat Penny is a favorite among collectors assembling complete Lincoln cent sets. It's one of those dates that bridge the gap between the wartime steel pennies of the early 1940s and the approaching end of the wheat reverse in 1958. For many, completing a Denver Mint run from 1909D through 1958D is a lifelong goal, and finding each coin in high mint state adds to the challenge and satisfaction of the pursuit. Auction records for the 1953 D Wheat Penny have shown consistent appreciation. Over the last few decades, gem-grade examples have steadily risen in price as more collectors compete for the limited number of surviving pieces. While most coins remain in circulated condition, high-end specimens certified by PCGS or NGC continue to fetch strong bids, sometimes exceeding their estimated value when eye appeal is exceptional. The combination of beauty, scarcity, and nostalgia makes this coin a standout investment for both new and seasoned numismatists. Beyond monetary worth, the 1953 D Wheat Penny embodies the artistry of American engraving. Victor David Brenner's portrayal of Lincoln was the first image of a real person to appear on a circulating U.S. coin, setting a precedent that continues today. His design captured Lincoln's solemn dignity and humanity, qualities that resonate across generations. Each time a collector examines a 1953 D penny under light, the subtle contours of Brenner's work, from the lines of Lincoln's cheek to the folds in his coat, remind us of the enduring power of great design. The Denver Mint itself, where this coin was produced, has a rich heritage in U.S. coinage. Established in the 19th century to serve the booming mining industry of the Rocky Mountains, it became one of the most productive mints in the country by the 1950s. Coins with the D mark often carried a reputation for strong strikes and clean details, though slight variations in die wear between batches created subtle differences that collectors still study today. Holding a well-preserved 1953 D Wheat Penny feels like traveling through time. The faint smell of copper, the gentle weight in your palm, and the shine of its surface evoke a sense of connection to a bygone era. It's a reminder that even a humble 1-cent piece can tell a powerful story of craftsmanship, culture, and continuity. Each coin is a survivor, having passed through countless hands, drawers, and collections before being rediscovered as a numismatic gem. For modern collectors, the 1953 D Wheat Penny serves as both a historical artifact and a wise investment. Its affordability in lower grades makes it accessible, while its rarity in top grades offers long-term potential. Whether displayed in an album or sealed in a certified holder, it adds depth and distinction to any Lincoln cent collection. The more time passes, the more these copper coins gain appreciation, not only in price, but in cultural significance. In conclusion, the 1953 D Wheat Penny is far more than a simple coin. It's a symbol of American perseverance, artistry, and history. From its minting at the Denver facility to its enduring presence in collections worldwide, it tells the story of a nation on the rise and a generation that valued progress. With a potential market value of $4,200 in gem condition, it continues to remind collectors that even the smallest pieces of metal can carry immense meaning. Every groove, shine, and imperfection on this penny echoes the passage of time. And for those who cherish its legacy, the 1953 D Wheat Penny remains a lasting treasure of the Lincoln cent era.